Sadly, many women of this generation, I said many, not all, I'm saying this with my full chest. Many women of this generation will likely look away at a man's bad or awful character or behavior if he has money. You will find more women who would put up with a badly behaved man than men who would put up with a badly behaved woman. Why? Why is this so? Because the society, a typical African woman, was raised for the man. Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Mary Samuel Matthew. If you're a new subscriber, you're welcome to this channel. I appreciate your likes and engagement. And if you're a returning subscriber, you know that I love you. You know. Thank you for always watching my videos and always your likes and subscribing to my channel. I do not take that for granted. Actually, today I didn't want to do a sit down video. I don't know how I ended up sitting. I just wanted to share something that happened and then draw out a lesson or two from it. Are you guys ready? So let's get right in. So I remember this incident that happened in class years ago. I was seated in class. Our lecturer, I can't really recall the topic of the lesson, but he was teaching and then he threw this question at us that kind of sparked controversy in the class. So the question was, what does a man really need to have, or to what does a man really need to get married? So everyone was like, money, when that kind of thing happens in a class setting, three things, you see three sets of people. The first set are the people who are bold enough to contribute their opinions, to share what they think. You see those people first stand up. Then you see the second set. These ones are not would most likely share. You see them break into circles and start discussing with their friends and their sidey, like someone sitting close to them. And then the third set will internalize it and take it to Mango and discuss with whoever. So there was this guy seated near me who kept talking and ranting about the whole issue, that praying for about marriage. He actually said something that caught my attention, and kind of I couldn't hold myself again. I had to get involved in the conversation because I was just sitting there. I was very indifferent. I felt like, I don't know, I can't remember if I was tired or so. I was sleepy. Yes, I felt like sleeping. So, but when this guy made this statement, I couldn't hold my peace. He literally came into my heart and punctured it. So I had to, get involved in the conversation. So what he said that actually got me involved was when he said that praying about marriage is for a woman. All a man needs to do is to get the bag. And after he does that, he's good to go. So we had a conversation, even though we went back and forth. And before the lecturer kind of coordinated the class again, and we started having the lecture we're having. But this really stood out for me because this is something that most of us, this is a notion that most of us still carry about. The notion that that praying for marriage is a woman's thing. It's women that pray about marriage. All a man needs to do is to get money and he's fine. I quite understand where that is coming from. Sadly, many women of this generation, I said many, not all, many women of this generation, and I'm saying this with my full chest, many women of this generation will likely look away at a man's bad or awful character or behavior if he has money, if he's able to take care of their immediate needs, he's helpful in the family. They will really look away. and they don't mind marrying to become third or fourth or even the 10th wife. So I can understand where that argument came from. The fact that when the guy said that men don't have to pray about marriage, an average man believes that he needs money to marry. And this is not me trying to downplay the importance of finance in marriage. I am married and I can tell you for sure that you need to be financially stable. Now, not even the man, even the woman, you should have some form of income, something coming in. So this is not even me trying to downplay the power of money. What more, how money can help ease the tension in a marriage setting. But I want you to know that the decision to marry anybody, to choose a partner, is a very serious one. It's not something that anybody should take on lightly. And except you just want to marry, there are many kinds of marriages. I keep saying this, different types of marriages. There are people that just want to marry to prove a point. They just want to marry because everybody's marrying. I hate one marriage. One of my marriage mentors say many people just think that marriage is a necessary evil. That is something that, well, they don't really like, but they have to do. So many people have very wrong mindsets when it comes to marriage, and they want to marry for different reasons. You can't stop it. But if you want a marriage that will actually be like become a testament, something that people will look at and admire, whether it's the fruits from the marriage, that's your children, something that will be like a legacy. If you want a marriage that will produce godly seeds, that will glorify God, that will serve the purposes of God, that will fit in God's agenda, then you cannot afford to not pray about who you want to marry, whether you're a man or a woman. So this is not a gender matter. This is not a gender matter. But I learned early to pray about my marriage, my partner, that God should prepare me for him and prepare him for me. When he wrote in the Bible and said that it is better to live on the rooftop than to live with a contentious woman or a malicious woman or a woman that is nagging and giving you hell. Many men don't understand. See, I can tell you for free that it is easier to marry and live with a bad man than to live with a bad woman. A bad woman is like, I don't know. A bad woman is like is like is like fire in your bosom. A bad woman is like a man would really stay with. You will find more women who would put up with a badly behaved man than men who would put up with a badly behaved woman. Why? Why is this so? Because the society, a typical African woman was raised for the man. A typical African woman has the mindset that my husband, any small thing, oh, my husband, is that how you do in your husband's house? Unlike the man was not raised for the woman. The man was raised to, face life. And so if the woman is becoming problem to him, many men see women like commodity, like just like their property. Like if they don't like the car, they change it. So you understand where that is coming from. And it's really unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. It's something that sometimes make me want to, feel really bad. Feel really bad. So if you're a man, this video actually is for that man that thinks that all he needs to get married is to work and hustle, and blow, and have money. Like I said initially, I'm not trying to downplay the place of financial stability of that, but I'm just saying that I'm not downplaying the place of finance in marriage. I'm just trying to tell you that that should not be the premise on which a marriage takes place, or a marriage is contracted, or a marriage is is built on. It should not be because of what he's driving, rather because of what is driving him. So for the man who thinks that it is a woman's thing, it is, women pray for marriage, the man shouldn't. It is very hard to marry a bad woman. It is very difficult. One of the most difficult things. Some men will not tell you They will not tell you. Some high profile men, they won't tell you. That is why it is easier. You will not see a man come on here to tell you about how the wife abused him. It is almost non-existent. So I'm surprised when I see men come online, come on social media to talk about their bad marriages. It is a woman's thing. Like, it's a woman that would most likely do that. Come on and tell them. If you punch her, she will come on her live and tell everybody, and people will run to demonize you without even hearing your own part of the story. So you will not even be able to live with her. You will not even be able to tell somebody believably that this is what this woman is doing, except a very close person who knows her. That's how hard it is for the man. So you cannot trivialize praying about your marriage or your marital destiny. If you're a man, you need to pray. In fact, you should even pray much more than the woman, because a woman can destroy everything you have built in years. A woman can turn you to a piece of, the Bible says that a woman can turn you into a piece of bread. I mean, a mighty man of valor, a bad woman, a woman that is sent from the pit of hell, a woman that has allowed herself to be used, can do anything to you, can reduce you to nothing. So you need to pray and seek God's face too, as a man. You need to pray and seek God's face too, as a man. I usually say this. I'm not saying that you should not jump in to marry someone as a second wife or a third wife or a fourth wife or whatever, but always do your due investigation, because like I said earlier, it's not very easy for a woman to pack her things and leave her husband. When you see a woman pack her things and leave her husband's house, I don't mean the one that is not okay. I mean a woman that maybe the marriage was just going, before you know, they say she says she's not doing again. Before you jump in on whatever account the man has given you, also do your own personal investigation, because a woman would, her natural tendency is to protect the marriage, is to cover up, is to not let you see that things are not really working. That's how she was trained. That's how she was raised. No woman wants to have a marriage that's broken. That's why when I see women that are courageous enough to carry their bags, carry their children, and say, I'm not doing it again, before, let me leave first, I give it to them. It's not easy for a woman to leave her marriage. So I give it to them. I give it to them, seriously. So what am I trying to say in essence? If you're a man or a woman, in fact, there's nothing, it's not even a gender issue. Before you marry anybody, take some time off to really ask God, is this person for me? We were at a marriage seminar the other day, and people were asking that, is it just to ask somebody, the preacher, the pastor on the panel session talked about seeking God's face and trying to find direction before choosing a partner. And somebody sat in the congregation and she was very loud. Not even someone. Many, I heard few people throwing that in. That is it just to seek? Is it just to know somebody that you want to marry? You have to seek God's face. And I laughed. I really do believe that God can speak to anyone and everyone at the level that they are. My own, God may not come and say, thus says the Lord, this is your husband, if that's not how he usually speaks to me. So I used to tell people that your marriage should not be the first time you're hearing God. Like, when you want to marry, that shouldn't be the first time you're trying to hear God. You should already be hearing God for yourself, for your life, for your business, for your career, whatever it is, in what area. You should already be hearing, conversing with God, so you know how it talks. If you have a father, you know how he speaks to you. Hearing God is not as hard as people make it look. For some of us, there was a time I used to think that, if you have to attain some level of spirituality before you can actually hear God. If you ask God sincerely to guide you, to show you who he wants you to marry, to lead you to someone he wants for your life, he will do it. God does not mislead people. God is not a selfish God. Like, selfish, like, he wants the best for you, so he cannot lead you to something wrong. So if you actually need his help in that area, it's just for you to ask and listen. Because some of us, you ask, you bring two people, someone you already want, When you are asking, you should ask with the mind that if God says it is not, you are also ready to leave. But some people, they've already stamped who they want to marry. They just want God to stamp, or they've already gone on their relationship. God was not involved. So at the middle of the whole thing, they want to drag God in to put a stamp. Unfortunately, God is not like that. So from the beginning, get God involved. Don't shut him out. Don't shut him out. Every part of your life, as it just like you ask him for any other thing. Sometimes you're stressed, you say, God help me. You're stranded, you say, God send me help. That's how it is. If that's how you talk to him. So God help me. This person is asking to marry me. Is this your will for my life? This person says he saw me in a dream. Is this what? So he will also talk to you. He will talk to you, still calm voice. There are different ways he will talk to you. But the truth of the matter is, if you seek him with all your heart, he says you will find him. I hope this comes in timely for you. Please don't forget to like and share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Then you click on the notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I drop a new video. I'll see you in my next one. Till then, bye bye. Guys, I just remembered something that happened some years back.
Subscribe, like, and please click on the notification bell